On today's Live Daily News, the San Angelo Chamber of Commerce named its Citizen of the Year last night. A local man has been indicted for stealing prescription drugs from Walmart, and a legally parked car burned to the ground this morning. Those stories and more. I'm Yantis Green, and this is Live. We'll get to the news in a minute, but first, need a new or improved driveway? How's your parking lot or ranch road? Now's the time to get it repaved. San Angelo-based Mac Asphalt and Paving is ready to get to work for you right now. Go to macasphaltpaving.com and request a free, no-obligation quote. They're offering heavily discounted repaving and paving packages right now. If you've been thinking about paving your driveway, parking lot, or that old ranch road, get a quick turnaround quote while you can save a whole lot of money. Do so by going to macasphaltpaving.com. In news, a San Angelo man has been indicted by a Tom Green County grand jury for stealing amphetamines from two local Walmart neighborhood pharmacies. 28-year-old Gregory Eugene Wickwire was indicted on 2 counts of theft of a controlled substance. Wickwire allegedly stole less than $150,000 worth of amphetamine and dextroamphetamine from both Walmart neighborhood markets here in San Angelo. Read that full story on sanangelolive.com. And the San Angelo Chamber of Commerce Thursday night named legendary San Angelo volleyball coach Kathleen Brassfield as the Citizen of the Year during the 108th Annual Chamber Banquet. There's more on that story on sanangelolive.com as well. The San Angelo City Council Tuesday wrestled with the parking ordinance again during their regular meeting. At issue was how residents can legally park RVs on their own property, parking in yards on unpaved or unimproved surfaces, and parking legally on city streets. Early this morning, a legally parked car burned to the ground in Santa Rita. No one was injured in the blaze, but the smoke and flames could be seen and smelled for blocks. Turning to weather, the Concho Valley will return to very cold temperatures tonight, with lows falling into the upper teens behind a cold front. Saturday and Sunday, it'll be cold as well, with highs reaching only the lower 40s. Showers are likely Sunday night with a low of 38 degrees and a 60% chance of rain, and there is a significant rain chance from Monday through Wednesday of next week. We'll have more on the weather as the week continues. And stay with us. James Bouligny and Ryan Chadwick talk about tonight's basketball matchups for this weekend's edition of COVER1 Hoops.
2024 means savings galore at Jim Bass Mazda. Why not drive off our lot in a new 2024 Mazda CX-90, priced right at just $41,999? While you're here, be sure to ask about 0.9% APR financing. This SUV offers a third row and is built with you, your passengers, and your journeys in mind. Hurry, these are limited offers, and you can only get these deals at Jim Bass Mazda, the corner of Houston Hart and Arden Road, or shop 24/7 at bassbunch.com.
State Representative Drew Darby delivers results for the Concho Valley in West Texas and is running for re-election in the March Republican primary. Trusted conservatives like Congressman August Pfluger, the National Rifle Association, and the Texas Farm Bureau's Ag Fund have endorsed Drew. Mark your calendar. Early voting runs from February 20th to March 1st, and Election Day is Tuesday, March 5th.
What's up, everybody? James Bouligny here with COVER1. Partner in crime over there, Ryan Chadwick. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Ready for another weekend of basketball. Got some pretty good matchups planned. The Bobcats finally won a district game, so let's go compete for district championship.
Yeah, we had some good games on Tuesday. You went to the Central games. I went out to the Wall games. Wall played Jim Ned. Those Jim Ned girls are for real, bro. They are. I don't think there's a girl under 6 foot on that team. The boys all-out battle all game long. I think the Wall Hawks were down at halftime, ended up winning 60 to 56. And what about how'd Central do?
Dude, honestly, the ladies continue to roll. They put up another really dominant victory. They won 55-33 over Midland High, and claimed their 4th district win. They're now completely alone in first place in district at 4-0, and they look to continue that this weekend against Odessa High, let's say.
The Bronchos.
It's gonna be tough. Like, those road games get tough, but Coach Jeter is going to have these ladies ready to play. They're playing excellent defense right now. Teams are really just having trouble scoring against them. On the boys' side, Central finally showed up and played their offense like I know that they could have against Permian. Had a big lead over Midland High at halftime, and even with the coach playing some of the backups the entire fourth quarter, still ended up winning by 13 or 14. I think the score was 65-52 or something like that. But yeah, just a real dominant overall victory. Scored over 60 points. You ever score more than 60 in a high school game, you know it's a good game. So look for the Bobcats to continue to roll this weekend.
Let's jump around a little bit on our matchups. I know we're going to talk about Lakeview and Levelland, but talking about scoring 60, putting up a ton of points. Let's talk about TLCA real quick and Luis Castillas, who put up how many? 48 points.
48,
50
yes.
points against was it Merkel or Kahoma?
It was Merkel on Tuesday.
Merkel.
Yeah, had some grown man numbers. 48 points.
That's insane.
He
right
had
there.
like 7 made threes. He had like 4 or 5 completed 3-point plays. And it's just like he heated up more and more throughout the matchup. Like, he had like 8 in the first quarter, but he scored like 17 in the second, another 16 in the third, and then I think Coach Cheryl sat him down in the fourth because he only scored 10 or 11. But I don't think he actually sat him down. No. But still, it just
You've been talking to this guy all week. You didn't ask him. Good
well,
gracious, man.
All I know is Casillas started hot, continued hot, finished hot, and when you have a player who goes off like that,
ball.
Give him the ball. Exactly. So it seemed like that's what TLCA did. They had other guys like AJ Romero and Drew Sherrill that they were scoring. They put up decent numbers still. They both had over 10 points, but they were just feeding Casillas, and he couldn't miss. So congratulations to the Eagles, and congratulations to Casillas in particular for dropping 48 points.
Yeah, dude, they're going to need to do that. He's going to need to do that again on Friday. Wall is a good team. I know that they don't have their big man, Everson Armstrong, this year, but Jack Duncan. And,
but say, who they do have, though?
Ogden Hallmark.
The man is averaging more than 30 points a game right now. Averaging more than 30 points a game.
Bro, and these two matchups last year between TLCA and Wall were good matchups. I think TLCA won both of them, but, you talk about just dogfights. And I talked to Cheryl earlier in the year, and he said, I don't think anyone's going to go undefeated in our district, but because we're all gonna win one drop. As long as you're playing your best basketball at the end of the season, that's what he wants.
Right.
And shoot, man, your guys are playing good right now.
To that point, TLCA dropped a game to Kahoma last Friday. Big shocker there. They only put up 44 points against the Bulldogs on the road. Came back home, dropped 9. Or actually didn't come back home. They had to travel to Merkel on Tuesday. Dropped 92 on the Badgers. So that dichotomy of scoring, when scores are hot, let's hope they're hot at the end of the year. But with the loss, they dropped out of the top 25 state rankings, and Wall picked up a pair of wins last week, and so they climbed into the top 25 rankings. So what we got on Friday is essentially a top 25 matchup, because I guarantee you TLCA is like number 26 or something like that. But, yeah, Wall is number 20 now in the state. It's going to be a excellent matchup, and that TLCA atmosphere is going to be rocking.
Yeah, I know the Wall girls play as well, and they're coming off a loss. So they're going to come in hot and ready to light it up as far as the girls go.
What do you think the issue was on Tuesday against Jim Ned for the ladies?
I think Jim Ned's just a really good basketball team. I think they're number 2 right now. I think they're number 2. Wall was 8, and they just didn't have an answer for them, man. They just
too big, too strong, too fast.
I don't think there's a girl under 6 foot on Jim Ned's team. I'm right there at 6 foot. I know you don't know what being 6 foot, almost 6 foot feels like, Chadwick.
Hush.
But I don't think there's a girl under 6 foot on that team, man, and they just put it on them. They played some of the better basketball I've seen this year.
Yeah, and I know Brylan Watts is a really talented player for the Lady Hawks. But yeah, to your point, like, she's only about 5'5", 5'6", But she could shoot. Maybe she just had a little bit of an off night.
I do think the Wall the Lady Hawks are going to be fine. I mean, they're going to come out of this going to be fine. Talking about another team that dropped one this year, let's talk about Reagan County real quick. They just beat Christoval. The boys just beat Christoval. The Christoval girls, though, before we talk about those, Christoval girls are on a tear right now. Doesn't matter who their head coach is. There's their second head coach in as many years, and that dude is, happy to be here, Brad Blaylock, and his girls are undefeated in district, playing great basketball. The boys, though, they just lost to Reagan County, and now they're playing Forsan. Forsan beat Reagan County earlier in the year on the boys' side, and that was kind of they got in foul trouble, I think, kind of situation. But now Christoval plays Forsan, and yeah, let's talk about Christoval. Does Christoval have a shot in this game? Is the boys, or do they look at that Reagan County game and get scared?
I think that they always have a shot. Now, this is a very young team. That's one of the things that we talked about last week. But, with these young teams, sometimes they could get a little bit discombobulated easy.
There are 4 sophomores on this team.
But other times, they can just explode out of nowhere, It's kind of like the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys,
Oh,
Youngest
God,
team in the league just showed up, just completely dismantled. My Packers dismantled the Dallas Cowboys. So, yes, I'm a Packers homer. I was very happy last weekend. Anyway, moving on from that.
You done?
But that analogy with Christoval, I don't think that they should be scared of Forsan. If anything,
I don't think so either.
This is a great opportunity for these Christoval boys to climb up to that first place position again, because Forsan beat Reagan County beat Christoval. Now, if Christoval can beat Forsan, there we go, three-way tie.
Yeah, you got another 3-way tie up there.
Exactly. And so, it's going to be a tough matchup. Forsan plays great defense, and that's one thing that Reagan County found out the hard way. So, go out there and play, boys.
Just speaking of Reagan County, they play Sterling City, which is another really good matchup. So how do we feel in that one? Christoval beat Sterling City last Friday, I think.
Is this game at Sterling City?
It's at Sterling City, so it's
Man.
going to be
Okay,
it's gonna be one of those atmospheres.
The Eagles are a different animal at home. So I do still think Reagan County is the favorite in this one, especially after they got over that loss to Forsan down Christoval, you know what I mean? But Sterling City plays solid defense, and they're going to have home court advantage, so don't write the Eagles off. That's going to be a good game.
All right, sticking in that district, Ozona plays Sonora. This Sonora boys team is different this year. They are fired up. They have a very good – their coach reminds me of a coach from Miles, Coach Butts out there. Defense is just always pressing, always pushing these guys up and down the court. Very, very talented group out there at Sonora. They're getting back, to not just being a football school. I know they were all football in on football last year. This year they're playing pretty good. The Ozona boys are I think they're kind of having a rough year. As far as the Ozona girls go, they're extremely talented.
State ranked?
Yep, state ranked. They Christoval girls barely beat them by like 3 points or 2 points or something like that in Ozona, and that just shows how top heavy this district is with those two teams right there. And other teams playing. Ballinger's playing Jim Ned. How do you feel about that one, Ryan?
I think the Ballinger girls, they're going to give it their best shot, but as we've talked about before, the number 2 Lady Indians are going to come to town, and they're going to put some work in. As far as the boys go, I think that Jim Ned is just a real solid middle-of-the-pack team, plays great defense. They don't have as much size as teams like Wall or TLCA, but they always show up, and they're a good team. They're always going to be ready to play. And Ballinger's still developing. They're still growing. They had a real young team last year, and this team's still trying to find their identity this year. The Bearcats are much improved from a year ago, but I just don't think they're quite there yet. I think Jim Ned's going to take this one.
All right, moving on to Erie County and Very Best. Erie County, of course, has the 2 kids from Kosovo.
Hey, boys and girls, state ranked.
Yep, they are both ranked. They are very good. Coach Morrow, John Morrow, has them playing extremely good basketball, and they're playing Very Best. Very Best is about 500 on the year, but they are 1-0 in district. And for the girls, I don't think the Very Best girls are as good as they were last year, because last year they made that state tournament last year, correct? Didn't they?
Either that or they lost. No, they lost to Erie County in the regional final.
Right. But still, I remember those games were like right there neck and neck.
Yeah, the fact that two district opponents met in the regional final says something. That was a very good district last year.
Yeah, very best must have graduated quite a few. They're 5-12 overall, 1-3 in district, and this Erie County girls team is
they basically
loaded up.
Yeah.
They do not take. There's no step down when they sub in. It's constant across the board, and they have freshmen out there, sophomores out there. They are extremely good.
Yeah, unlike last year, I think the very best boys team is a little bit better than the girls were, but I do think they're going to have their hands full with Erie County on both sides of the ball, and I think that the Hornets and Lady Hornets are going to take the wins in both these.
All right, and our last game we're going to talk about, Lakeview and Levelland. How do we feel about that one?
Man, so the Lakeview Chiefs went up to Big Spring on Tuesday, and they almost pulled off a victory. It was a close game throughout, and they ended up losing either by 5 or 6. But Coach Blisky always has those guys playing hard, and this is a Lakeview team that has improved from a year ago. They're not quite there yet where they can challenge the state ranked 4A Lubbock Estacado team, but the playoffs are not out of reach if they can string together some victories. They've already proven that they can play on the road against teams like Big Spring, so I'd like to see them, while they're hosting Levelland this weekend, knock down some shots and pull off a win.
Yeah, the Levelland Lobos are 9-16 overall, 0-2 in district. Let's see what the Chiefs can do there. The girls, on the other hand, the Levelland girls are 26-2 overall, 4-0 in district. They've put up double the amount of points they've given up. They put up 1,600 points and only given up 800 points.
Yeah, the Maidens are in for a bit of a rough matchup this weekend, but hey, these ladies like going out there and they like playing hard. So
well, you go out there and shock the world a little bit, man.
Right? Let's see what you got.
Go do you.
Go do your thing. Go have fun.
Exactly. Anybody else? Anybody that we missed?
I think that we pretty much covered everyone.
I know Miles plays. I know they played Witters. Let me check real quick. Let me pull up on my little MacBook here. This is just dead time. Say something, Ryan.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, if we want to,
Colorado City. They're playing.
We can go ahead and
Colorado City. That's who they're playing.
How are you just gonna throw me the camera and then just steal it away from me like that?
I'm the producer.
I was about to break down the Central Bobcats offense. No, but seriously though, I want to go back into to the Bobcats just for a minute. With the emergence of TK Taylor out there, he is a young player. I think he's a sophomore this year. I think he's a year younger than Squeaky. But when he's on the floor, he's about 6'5". When Colin Albright's on the floor, he's 6'9". And then you got English and Hayden Schmidt out there who are your snipers. What I saw on Tuesday was just a glimpse of what this Central team can become. And so if they start playing together like I know they can, they had like a 28-point first quarter against Midland High, and like that's a lot of points for a high school game, right? And I would like to see that continue. I just giving TK a shout out. Like he's growing as a player. He has one of the best looking jump shots that I've seen in high school in a while. And watching him, towering over everybody as he's jumping up to take a jump shot from behind the 3-point line. It was something to watch. So the Broncos are struggling this year, and I do think this is an excellent opportunity for the Bobcats to go steal one on the road.
All right, good deal. I think we covered just about everything, man.
Yeah, do you have your final thought? That was my final thought.
My final thought, you can apply to be part of the Wall School Board.
Yeah, you can. May 4th.
Yeah, that's the election. So for the next month, you can go out there and go apply to be a part of the school board out there.
Yep.
But anyway, moving on.
And I do know that Coach Dawson is going to have the Wall Hawks ready to play. Coach McSherry is going to have the Wall Lady Hawks ready to play too. So, guys, if you don't got plans, go out and support our schools. There's some great high school basketball being played.
Absolutely. I agree. All right. I think that about covers everything, though.
All right.
So go out and watch some basketball, and we'll see y'all next week.
See ya.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Concho's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Concho's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Cano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Cano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
If you have been injured, call J. Chandler Law.
You want an honest partner who will tell it to you straight. A proven advocate right here in town. Together, let's hold them accountable.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching the only locally owned live news show in the Concho Valley. We really appreciate your feedback as well in the comments section on the website and on social media, and also letters to the editor. Don't forget, we take those as well. Thanks again for making San Angelo Live the #1 news source in the Concho Valley. We look forward to bringing you all the news throughout this year, first, as always. Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here next week.